Good afternoon, everyone. So I hope everyone's been enjoying the event so far. We've had really great panel discussions so far, and I think you're in for a great one this time around. So the manufacturing industry is really a quite interesting industry, mainly because it's the idea of how things you hold in your hand are made. There's many different men and women that go into this field and want to create something and build something and do something new. And really, today's event is really showcasing the brilliant women specifically behind this kind of event. So it's really my privilege to welcome Dr. Engineer Saad Shamsi, the first UAE female aircraft engineer. And Athia Jawad, Director of Strategic Business at Planet Labs. Fadi Bouchamat, Head of MX Division at Samsung Gulf Electronics. And Lamis El Hashimi, co-founder of Pomade. I think you guys can have the microphone access right next to you. So how are you guys doing today? It's great to see you.
Thank you, Abdel Qadir.
So I think it's really going to be an interesting discussion talking about what each of you do specifically and how you help female empowerment in your specific fields. And I'm sure there's a lot of different talking points that we can go through. So I think what we can do first is I kind of gave you a brief introduction, but I think we can give everyone a more thorough introduction about yourselves and what you do. So I think, Dr. Saad, we can start with you.
First of all, good afternoon, everyone. And to be honest, I don't like the word of women empowerment because as a woman, we don't need to be empowered. We're born with the power. And I think we can say women opportunity more than empowerment. I'll introduce myself, Saad Shamsi. I hold PhD in aeronautical engineering, the first female aircraft engineer in United Arab Emirates. I do my research in aviation industry, especially in manufacturing, sustainability. I work in the aviation field 18 years. One of the founder of Women in Aviation non-profit organization, and I teach part-time in Coventry University, and a mother of two boys.
That's very impressive. Hello, everybody. My name is Atia Jawad, and I'm actually a satellite engineer. I learned how to build satellites, so aerospace engineering, and one of the things I specialized in was Earth-space communication systems. Ever since, I've been working in different industries around satellites and satellite engineering, and several companies, also a part of several volunteering organizations around for outreach of bringing more women into space. Apart from that, I take care of business because I think we women are good in balancing both business and technology. And so I'm currently responsible for our sustainable business around Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fadi Abu Shamat. I'm the head of mobile division in Samsung Gulf. I gotta say, it's such an honor to be here with you. When I was first invited and given this opportunity, I didn't end up believing that I could measure. Look at this panelist, amazing experience, and I'm a guy trying here to speak for my kind and to support, to do our best to support. I've been in the industry for the past 2 decades. Consumer electronics, more importantly, a loving father of twins, a boy and a girl, and a supporting husband, I hope. And I'm honestly here to set a good example for my daughter one day, to show her that we have to support gender equality and enabling better opportunities in every field that we work in. So thank you for having me.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Lamis Al Hashimi. I'm the co-founder of Palmate. Originally, my background is of investor relations, finance, and accounting. I took a break to have my 3 kids and then started the startup where it was very important for me that whatever I do is meaningful. So after years of research, my co-founder, who's also my husband, started a company where we were able to manufacture sustainable and biodegradable products using the leaves of our beautiful date palm trees. So it was very important for us to try and find a local solution to the global problem that we're facing today, which is the pollution that is resulting from single-use plastics. And this is just the beginning of our journey, and we hope that we can continue to make an impact and to leave our earth a better place. Thank you.
All right, so thank you for the introduction, everyone. I think before we start, we need to have another round of applause for the wonderful ladies with us, and Fadi as well. So let's get started. First of all, Dr. Saad, I'm going to be asking you a couple questions to start off with. So as the first UAE female aircraft engineer, you've likely witnessed significant technological advancements in the aviation industry. Can you share how emerging technologies such as advanced manufacturing are impacting aircraft design and manufacturing processes?
So being in the industry more than 23 years, I started in 1999 when I joined the college. To see the significant changes in manufacturing and designing an aircraft, we find that aviation industry, the first implement innovation. So for example, if we will talk about the 3D printer, in 2021, Siemens and Strata, they have a collaboration to invest in, with the national career, about using 3D printer for aircraft interior part, which is advantage of the innovation in aviation industry. First of all, it's reducing the weight of the aircraft, comparing to the time take to design it, reducing the time. We see how high demand of aircraft, high demand of destination, high demand of passenger flying. If today I will ask the audience, who don't like to travel? Raise your hand up. Who love to travel? Who love to be in an airplane? Raise your hand up. So you'll see 100% of people. When you come to compare, a lot of passengers always complain of the delay. How many of you face a delay when they are in the aircraft? And did you ask yourself why? And especially when it's compare the wide body of aircraft. And this is what we find when we research, that using 3D printer, using lightweight of material for helping the industry, it's saving time, improve the supply chain, reduce supply chain costs, and the most important, that the time the passenger they need to wait in the aircraft is less. So if you compare the new aircraft, for example, the Dreamline, because it's the first aircraft, is sustainability aircraft, we call it 787. This is the first aircraft being implemented 80% sustainability, manufacturing, design, component, timing. So if you consider when you are flying with it, the short time and for takeoff and landing is less than other aircraft. So when we consider the innovation in the manufacturing, we find like Strata, one of the best using 3D printer innovation. And we don't forget that a lot of airports now, they are using innovation. So if you will go one of the airport, you will see nothing customer service. You will see robot. If you will go Singapore airport, they are using now robot to welcoming you. So I think what we see the industry, it's a lot of changing. Only the challenge we are facing, the certification and approval process to use such an innovation, because still for security reasons and government approval, it does take the process longer time.
So that's really great insight, really, because nowadays, as we're moving forward with technology and creating more and more advancements, it's really about the ease and comfort at which people can do things. And in your case, that would be traveling. So who knows where we'll be within the next 10, 15 years, but I think we're headed in the track where really travel would be as seamless as possible, where you can just walk into an airport, get everything done, and you're slowly seeing that being added right now.
By 2030, you will see the huge changes either from airport operation or as well flying. The process itself, it will be from A to Z within maximum 17 to 20 minutes per passenger family. I mean a group of people. So comparing, if you will compare 1990 and now, a significant changes happen, but within coming 6 years, a lot of changes will happen.
That's a great insight from your end. So now I think following on, the next question will be about sustainable manufacturing. So now the big talk of the town of this year is COP28. So there's a huge focus on sustainable manufacturing because these practices are a growing concern. So could you discuss how technological innovations are helping the aviation industry reduce its environmental footprint? And what role do you see women playing in that field?
Well, when we talk about the sustainability, the aviation industry is the first industry commitment and aligned into sustainability, especially in 2008 when they signed an agreement to reduce the footprint and carbon CO2 and to use it by 2050. Globally, government they've been commit to this, but UAE its commitment in 2030. And again, if I compare, you will see the fuel burning compare in 19 and now 50% CO2 being burned compare in 90s, which is at all day. Sustainability is the big file in our industry as a researcher, as worker in this industry. Today, you will see a lot of a program is being using the green fuel, using some different tree like mangrove to plant it in each country to help in reducing the CO2. You see a lot of a program commitment by the government, by airline, by manufacturing. One of the biggest manufacturing is Boeing commitment to when they design 787. The biggest airline in the world, they are commitment to different program. And today we are seeing some of the aircraft, they are using a green fuel, which is that we are calling a green program. Today, some of the airline, they are helping the passenger to be into this program, like in the reward shop. If you are flying with some of the airline, you can plant tree or you help in reducing CO2. So those program, it's raise the awareness to the people how you can help the environment from perspective of manufacturing company as well passenger and human. So this is the good commitment from the aviation industry, and we see the changes. We see how is it, especially with the COP28, a lot of initiative is coming with our national career. And a lot of announcing will see how this green program will be implemented within the country and globally as well.
Well, definitely big changes are happening right now, and especially, like you said, with COP28, many new initiatives are moving forward, and I think we're all very excited to see where this is going to go. So again, thank you for your wonderful insights, Dr. Saad. So now we're gonna move on to Ms. Atiya, Director of Development at Planet Labs. So we're going to start with the first question. So you said something very interesting about satellites. Before I get into the question, first of all, it's a week of celebration for us here for Sultan Nayadi landing back on Earth. So it's a great time for everyone here, and I think it's a nice segue into exactly what you're doing. So to go with the first question, in the context of climate change and environmental sustainability, how does satellite data support industries in monitoring and reducing their carbon footprint? And what role do women play in driving sustainability efforts?
Thank you very much for your question. So satellite data, it can take images of Earth every single, the satellite data that we have, it takes images of the Earth every single day from every single place. What it helps us do in the end is just measure and be accountable about all the GHG emissions. It helps us understand deforestation in the world. It helps us understand natural resource management. Where are the water bodies? How much water is needed for agriculture, etc. So it's not just the satellite that is flying up in space. It's helping us to do things back on Earth. And when you take all of these technologies together, put AI on top of it, it allows us to build predictive models of the future, and that's very much related to what we're doing at the COP, in order to understand where we'll be in 5 years, where we'll be in 10 years, and where we'll be beyond. So that's a little bit on satellite data, right? I want to touch upon women and how women can influence some of these predictive analysis. I think that when you look at what happens ultimately in natural disasters, for example, just to go back to what's happened in Libya this month, what's happened in Morocco, the people that are affected the most by natural disasters are vulnerable communities, the ones that do not have resilient buildings to take care of them. And if you look at the demographic data, ultimately it's women and children that are affected the most during these events. And because that's happening, and if you take a woman-centric approach and a user-centric approach, women in these types of technologies help build leadership around bringing governments together, NGOs together, as well as communities together. That's one way. And also bring diversified perspectives into problem solving in such disasters. So that's one way that women...
I think that's definitely a good point. It really is, because it really adds another layer to decision making, or another layer to different ideas, getting inputs from people from all walks of life. Because the idea I might have might not be the same as any of you over here, and vice versa. So especially when you're dealing with a big concept such as data, I think data skews or can show one thing that you're looking at, but you'd also need that communication with different people to see the different ideas that it might interpret. So that's a wonderful answer for the first question. Going on to the next one. So looking ahead, what do you anticipate as the most exciting opportunities and trends in satellite data for manufacturing and advanced industries? And how can organizations prepare to harness them?
So that's a $1 million question, because if I would figure that out, I would probably have my own startup. But I have a few really good examples or things that would come up in the future, and especially looking at what the EU regulation is happening right now in terms of supply chain management. So satellite data, we're talking about satellite data, not building the satellites, right? So satellite data can help you understand the entire supply chain of where your products are being produced and delivered to the market. For example, if you're cutting off trees, then you might have to pay for it in the future. Or the other way satellite data can help is really afforestation. So a lot of companies are making pledges, plant a tree here or plant a tree in Indonesia and pay a little bit of your money. But who actually knows it's happening is through like looking at real data that's coming from space, and that's one way to do it. And the other way is also to empower. You're going to use the word empower, but this is not for women, but more or less communities. Like if you look at communities in Africa, instead of spending time on pastoral land and going after like, cattle, they would be getting money to take care of the trees. And how can you measure that? Finally, it's coming out from space and data that's related to tree counting, etc. and etc. Thank you.
That's definitely great. It was a great point you had. Could be a startup one day.
Yeah, if anyone wants to co-found with me.
So thank you very much, Atiya. We're going to be moving on to Fadi Bouchabat. So Fadi, Samsung is a leading global technology company known for its innovation in mobile phones. Can you share insights into how advanced technologies such as 5G connectivity and AI integration are helping bridge the gap in women empowerment? I hesitated to say that for a bit for Dr.
Absolutely,
Saad.
absolutely. And actually, just before I answer that question, Abdul Qadir, I genuinely believe what Dr. Saad said is that it's never about women empowerment. We get empowered by women. Ever since we came to this life, by our moms, ever we get the proper advice from our wives, for example, in my case. But it is what it is. I mean, I believe that when we say women empowerment or enabling, it's not a gift. It's part of what we owe to women and to enable them and to give them the proper success chances. So to go back to your question, Abdul Khadir, so in Samsung, we've been pioneering 5G technology and making sure the ease of connectivity by releasing the first commercial 5G-enabled phone. And we don't look at ourselves as a hardware manufacturers or sellers. We look at ourselves as an enablers of ease of connectivity and technology. And the reason why this is important in our topic of today is that having better ease of connection and sharing information and the ability to either receive or send that kind of information at fast internet speeds is what enables women to share their voice. If we're talking about entrepreneurs and women, and we've seen massive influx, and they need a way of connecting. They need a way to share their voice, and that's where our devices come in, to make sure that their voice is heard, their work is appreciated. And more importantly, I'd like to touch base on one simple example. If we look at our recent innovation in the foldable devices, where we enabled phone, which is a bar-type phone, as conventional as we all know, to be expanded into a bigger screen landscape. We look at this as a way of enabling women, youth in general, not only women, but if we're here talking about specifically about women, into, number one, ensuring their productivity is on the go. Women is among the highest when it comes to percentage of mobility on daily basis, whether by doing work, running chores, multitasking. Men suck at multitasking, sorry. I have to say about men, women, we learn from women multitasking. And those kind of devices and innovation enable women to mimic their lifestyle. We build technology not to enforce it on women. We build technology that listens and learns from women first to enable them afterwards. So foldable technology is a great breakthrough on that aspect by enabling, as I mentioned, the ability to be productive, on the go, enabling them to receive calls, share their projects. Last but not least, we make sure that by making sure the world is a connected place, Samsung is ensuring that we break all stereotypes of gender bias. We make sure that women are empowered as it should be, and we make sure that gender equality is here to stay.
That's really a great response to that question, Fadi. I think I agree with a lot of the points you're talking about, especially how you said that women are amongst the highest mobile phone users to date. And I think it is great, especially when it comes to using social media and getting their voice out there and getting their ideas out there, especially when it comes to a lot of small businesses, for example. A big percentage of smaller home businesses are run by women. And through mobile phones, through Samsung, for example, it gives them the means and the utilities to be able to expand their business through social media, through 100%. The internet, so it's really a great thing. So following up to that, I think how does Samsung stay ahead of the curve in terms of technological innovation and meeting changing customer demands, especially in the context of mobile phone technologies, and how it links to women?
That's a very great question. Thank you so much, Abdul Qadir. First and foremost is by listening to our customers. More importantly, in the context that we're talking about today here, if Samsung had not listened to the voice of the customers and their demands, we would have never been able to deliver that kind of breakthrough. And I'd like to touch base on one quick example of latest innovation that we have done. We collaborated with Miss Amna, who is the Emirati first racing driver. And Miss Amna went through a lot to break the stereotypes in her career, to prove that women are as equal, if not even better, than men in a very men-driven speed or industry. We collaborated with her using our Galaxy Flip 5, the latest generation of our foldable phones. We wanted to prove a statement that technology is here not as a device, but as a statement to enable our customers. So we make sure that we listen to our customers. The design itself of that product was inspired by the work of Ms. Dina, and she's a great artist that we've enjoyed working with her. that kind of being close to the end customer, listening to them, listening to their voices and needs, that makes Samsung an innovator in providing the not only the state-of-the-art products, but a meaningful enabling products. More importantly, I'd like to touch base on a latest breakthrough that we've done with wearable products, our smartwatch 6th generation. These products were a marvel of medical sciences, not only on technology. And those products were designed by listening to the needs of our customers, male and female, but I here share female because I gotta confess, women in technology were always underrepresented. And that is something that we're working, and we're not there yet. I promise you we're striving more and more to break that stereotype. But our Watch 6, for example, takes women users specifically into consideration by understanding their biological needs, by understanding their lifestyle needs. So it's equipped with lifestyle sensors that tracks certain specific women health factors. And that kind of closeness, that kind of listening to the customers, it would enable Samsung to stand out from the other companies. Last but not least, we work on a lot of local initiatives, part of our global initiatives, but we localize it. We recently celebrated the second certification and graduation of our Samsung Innovation Campus. That is a program built with the Ministry of AI here in UAE, and it was such an honor and proud to see the young generation, especially the young female generation, breaking that stereotype, coming into the AI world and proving without doubt that women are as equal, I don't want to say better, I don't want to overdo it, but as equal as their male countertype. And when it comes to creativity, technology, they just need a platform. They just need a company that believes in their powers.
I really couldn't agree with you more. Thank you very much, Fadi. So moving on to our next panelist, we have Lemis El-Hashmi with us. So to start off, as a female leader in the manufacturing sector, what insights can you offer to other women entrepreneurs invested in leveraging technology to drive sustainability in their businesses?
Thank you. As a woman entrepreneur, I just hope, specifically in the manufacturing industry, which is a specific sector where not a lot of women are present, I hope I could just inspire other women in this sector and drive change. In terms of technology, I feel fortunate that we started our business in an era where technology is ever evolving and changing. And I advise that we embrace this technology so that we could find ways in which we could make our businesses more sustainable. For example, in our business where we manufacture biodegradable products, yes, the essence of our business is to promote sustainability, but we're still looking at ways in which we could reduce waste as we manufacture, where we could use alternate sources of energy. All of these are thankfully due to the technological advances in the space of sustainability. A big technological tool that we've used that's aided us a lot has been collaboration and networking. So by connecting and collaborating with like-minded organizations and partners, we've been able to really share our story. And by doing so, we connect, and it becomes less of a transactional relationship with our clients and our customers, but it becomes very meaningful and very sincere because we do share the same goals. And through all of this networking, we were able to achieve all of that. I would say R&D is what got us to where we are today. So investing in R&D technology in the space of sustainability it was how we were able to reach this material. I would say it's worth the investment. It's worth all the years. If you're looking at ways in which you want to make your product, your process more sustainable, or even find solutions for your problems that are sustainable. We are currently using technological software to measure our KPIs. So we manufacture biodegradable cutlery. We want our carbon footprint to also be reduced as much as possible. So whether it's through the deliveries that we make to our customers or when we're going to source materials, how could we reduce our carbon footprint? And all the technological advances out there are aiding us in getting even more and more sustainable as a business.
So That's really a great response to the question. I think what really was interesting was the R&D aspect of what you're doing. So again, R&D in any kind of organization is very important to all our organizations. Really, you really need to push the limits of technology and what you're doing to be able to create something new and to solve something. Really, when you're developing something, I think one of the key questions everyone should be asking themselves is, am I solving something? Am I creating something new? Is there a need I'm solving? And I think it's very interesting for not just female entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs as a whole, when they're trying to do something, to research it, to develop it, to grow the idea, to see if they're solving something. So I think that was a really interesting point. So moving on to the last question of the day, it would be that circular economy principles are important in the sustainability efforts. How does Palmade incorporating recycling or repurposing technologies to ensure the end of sustainability of products?
So after, a couple of years since we've been around, at first we thought it was up to us to make sure that our product achieved its circular nature. And with time we realized that circularity is really a communal effort. It's a communal and collaborative effort. Every one has their part so that we could make the circular life cycle of our product achievable. So for example, we create biodegradable products. It's up to our farmers, and with the help of our farmers and waste management companies, landscaping companies, to support us in us collecting the date palm leaves. So that's their part of the circular equation. And then it's up to us to provide you with the solutions. So we manufacture the products, we give you the alternatives that you're looking for. And then once it comes into your hands, of course, after us guiding you in the best way of disposing the product, it's up to you to dispose of it correctly. And then we hope that waste management companies, government institutions, communities are able to provide you with, in our case, composting bins and composting facilities so that you could dispose of it correctly. And then ultimately, it turns back into the ground, and we could plant more date palm trees or any tree for that matter. So it's really an effort of the community, of every member of our organization to make it happen. And we all need to sort of play our part in having it work out. And that's how Palmade hopes. We're far from the last part, which is the composting. But we're very lucky that our leadership is pushing us in the right direction. The UAE is leading the way in the region. I'm confident that with time we will be able to have the opportunities to recycle better, to compost better, and to reduce the waste and see the circular nature of a lot of our single-use products, inshallah. Thank you.
So that was really great, especially coming from the entire panel. I think we had some really great talking points today, some wonderful insights for everyone here today. So I think last thing we should do is give a wonderful applause for everyone, for all the brilliant people here. So thank you guys for your time. Definitely we should be seeing you guys grow and do more interesting things, and hopefully have you back on for next year's panel. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Abdul Qadir, and thank you, our speakers. For our last panel discussion, the power of youth, shaping a sustainable future, I'd like to introduce our moderator for this session, Khawla Zar'ouni, engineer and youth representative at SRTIP, lead of Soy Lab, member at Sharjah Youth Council.
Hi, everybody. I would like to welcome you all today at the panel for The Power of Youth Shaping a Sustainable Future. Please let me welcome Hind Al-Haderi, Chief Education Officer at BIA Group. Yasmin Habib, UAE Startups Lead. Engineer Aisha Ramethi, Deputy Manager, Solar Innovation Center and DIWA Youth Council President. Fatma Al-Ka'bi, UAE Young Inventor. Thank you, everybody. So, as you know, UAE is empowering and engaging youth in all topics. Her Excellency Shamma Al-Mazrou'i holds the position of the first COP28 climate champion. And this shows the importance of the role of youth in advancing sustainable goals. So allow me to welcome the panel speaker. And I would like to start with Hind. As the Chief Education Officer at BIA, you have a strong focus on sustainability education. How can youth play a role in driving sustainable practice and environmental awareness within your community?
Thank you, Khawla. Thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you today, especially on the topic of youth and their involvement in sustainability, which is a very important topic. At BIA Education, we're focused directly on providing learning opportunities and initiatives to prepare the youth so that they become ambassadors for the future. And that's why our vision collectively as an organization is focused on pioneering a sustainable quality of life. And we know how important it is to include the youth in helping us in achieving this vision. That's why, as we mark this year as the year for sustainability and as we prepare as a nation to also host COP28, which is a very big milestone and achievement for the UAE as a whole, we see the involvement of the youth a lot in this edition of COP28, which is what would make it very unique and very special if you compare it to the previous editions. And as we come together as a nation collectively and as world leaders also come together and to set very important targets, it would be the role of the youth to help implement and achieve those targets. That's why it's very crucial for us to include them in the decision-making process from the beginning. And I've heard this a lot today, and it's very important, something that I also strongly believe in, which is the power of collective action. That's why a lot of the programs that we focus on and launch, whether they're programs, competitions, awards, or even challenges, they're all focused on collective action, including the youth, especially in the programs, and then making them work collectively as a group to help drive the vision forward and then implement those changes in their communities.
I totally agree with you. Yasmin, when it comes to working with the startups, there is always a sense of beginning at the forefront of the innovation. I'm wondering to know your perspective on how youth is making an impact on tech through their startups.
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today, and thank you everyone who has made it here today. It's an honor, and being a representative of women, and also giving an opinion around youth is something that's personally very dear to my heart. I would reiterate that I was one of those people who started a very long time ago, being the only female in the room, being the only person that they would bet on due to being young in age and in different challenges. So as I progress with the years, I always feel a certain part of me that is there to both empower women and to empower youth as well. When it comes to startups, I have to say that it's the best time that I am seeing youth embark on different journeys. It takes boldness, it takes courage, it takes bravery to say, I am not going to be part of a salary based or stable income or settling, some kind of nature, and that I am going to embark on a new journey full of risks, challenges, ambiguity, and a lot to come with it. That I don't think the youth do have the time to calculate all the risks that us as more elder or more mature in the field get to do. On the other hand, I remember when I first graduated from college, and it was a no-brainer. You graduate, you get your good grades, you look at the biggest tech companies or the biggest corporates, and you want to be part of it. But today, youth don't want to do that. I have two boys, 12 and 7, and when I look at them, it's far from reach that they want to be part of the corporate world. So the youth are doing a lot. I see their passion. I see how they are navigating the system in order to speak to big giants who have the funds in order to turn their dream into a reality. They jump on different journeys. They juggle 101 things in one day. So it's very bold, and it's something to be extremely proud of. When it comes to sustainability, the youth have a very green field and a lot of potential to embark on that journey as well, because traditionally speaking, from what I've seen with startups, when COVID was there, they were mainly focusing on enabling the services for the people who were not there. And that's where the startups world started flourishing so much, and the funding was there, and everybody was backing up their journeys and their stories. Today, with sustainability, that's where we need to utilize those disruptive ideas and encourage the youth to embark on this new journey. And this requires mutual collaboration. One, fulfilling their dreams and trying to support them, because sustainability doesn't yield direct profitability or direct reward on those youth. But if funding is there, I'm pretty sure that the ideas are there and they want to do, or they want to go far and beyond.
Thank you, Yasmin. Engineer Aisha, as a DIWA Youth Council President, you have a unique perspective on the role of the young people in shaping a sustainable future. How can youth bring fresh perspectives, innovate solutions to address sustainability challenges?
Thank you, Khawla, and thank you for having us today with this incredible and inspiring lineup of speakers. As the name youth speaks for itself, youth are, they have an open-minded perspective when they try to tackle things. And a field like sustainability, which is a multidisciplinary field, requires such individuals to be able to stir up the, let's say, the sustainability notion. And that brings us to the UAE, as they mentioned earlier that we're having COP28, and this is the year of sustainability. But actually, the UAE has been having, let's say, sustainability in our general practices, in our tradition, in our culture, as the late His Highness Sheikh Zayed has taught us. So sustainability is actually not just an environmental field. So not just me as an engineer, I can pitch into the field of sustainability. Sustainability, as I mentioned, is multidisciplinary. It has actually 3 pillars, which I always try to address. Not just, let's say, scientists or researchers or people in the R&D can pitch in. Because sustainability, other than the environmental aspect, it has the economical and the community aspect. So as you can see, business people, startups, all types of individuals can actually pitch in. And us in DIWA, actually the vision of DIWA itself includes innovation and sustainability in the title itself. And us as a youth council, we've been working with, since 2017, with the first cohort on sustainability as a main pillar, and previously in Dubai Youth Council in 2018. So again, our leaders in the UAE have always encouraged us to take sustainability with us. And I'd just like to say anyone can pitch in, not just engineers, not just people from this field. And it's not a new field, as a lot of people, they think it's a buzzword that we keep on hearing nowadays. but it's actually been there for a long time. Thank you.
That's right. Fatma, first of all, let me say congrats for the award today. And as the UAE youngest inventor, could you share a few of your creation and example how they contribute to more sustainable future?
Of course. First, thank you, Khawla, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm very happy to be part of this panel and to receive the award earlier. That was very surprising for me. Of course, being an inventor, just to give some people some context, I'm a computer engineer. I just graduated from college. I'm also an inventor. I've been inventing since the age of 10. So when I first started inventing, I had no idea what sustainability was. I just wanted to build things and play around with the things that I created. And then as I dive deeper into the industry of technology and innovation, I started to realize there are, like you mentioned, Asha, there are pillars that you build your projects on. And one of those pillars is sustainability. Since I'm in this industry where I create projects and I build multiple prototypes, it's very, very important to consider sustainability in the projects that you build. As we were taught in college, sustainability doesn't only cover the idea of making your projects sustainable, so they could be used for a very long time, but they need to be eco-friendly. They need to consider different sectors of society. So it's very important to consider these things. So I think it's very impactful when we think of sustainability, and our creations and inventions could end up being more eco-friendly, more long-lasting, and will definitely leave a bigger impact if they were sustainable on Earth and on our society.
Thank you, Fatma. Coming back to Hind, the UAE has set ambitious sustainability goals. How does BS Youth Engagement Strategy align with the UAE Sustainability Vision and SDG as well?
Our vision goes hand in hand directly with the UAE Sustainability Agenda and the UN SDGs. We started our journey at BIA Education 13 years ago with realizing how important it is to increase the level of education and awareness within different segments of society, and starting with the youth specifically. And that ties directly to, the UN SDG number 4, which is providing quality education in our way, which is sustainable education. It's very important to equip the youth with the fundamental knowledge that they need, and that's why we worked on developing a program that directly addresses that. So it's called the Young Pioneers for Sustainability, in which we want high school students to have the fundamental knowledge that they would need before graduating from high school level. And it's focused on different topics, the UN SDGs, of course, being one of them, because it's very important for everyone to know each of those targets and to help in achieving them, plus focusing on climate action, circular economy, and then ecological footprint. Because unfortunately, sometimes what we do realize is a lot of the youth, upon graduating from high school, unless they are actively seeking a career in sustainability, they wouldn't have that knowledge. And it's a shame right now, especially with the heading and the direction that we have towards sustainability, that each and every person is responsible in their own way to know how to work on sustainability to help the country in achieving this vision, not just at the level of the UAE as a whole, but then focusing more from an international perspective. That's why it's very important to focus with the youth. Of course, our programs cover a wide range of audience, not just the youth. It goes to corporates, to university students, but it's very important to start from the fundamental earliest level, and we start as young as KG, because you would be amazed about the level of awareness and education that you can embed starting from a very young age.
So I have just a random question. If I am a youth and sitting there between the audience, how can I join the program?
So it's very easy. You can just get directly in touch with us. We have different programs, whether you are somebody who's at a high school level, as I said, starting from KG up until grade 12. We have programs for university students, for corporates, government, private, so everything and anything for everyone. So just get in touch directly with BIA Education, BIA Group, and we can support you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Hind. Moving to Yasmin back again, if you could offer some advice or share best practice with youth who are passionate about starting their own businesses, but might be unsure where to begin, what would you suggest for them?
I tell them start.
That's a very short answer.
It is, but start with the following conditions. The first one, believe in your idea. Second thing is understand the challenges and the blockers, and I'm going to break that down as well. Third thing, utilize the resources and reach out. So what are the challenges and the blockers that most startups can face? The first thing, and actually I built that, and if anybody would like to research it, they say 90% of startups fail within the first year. Those who make it, 80% fail within the next 5 years. And once you move beyond the 5 years, that's where you start yielding the success. Also, another thing most successful founders and co-founders understand is that the first 3 years, you're actually pouring in out of your own savings and out of your own pocket. So what are the challenges that usual startups face? One is the idea feasible or not? Is it disruptive or not? And what is the go-to-market strategy beyond that? How are you going to take this small idea from your lab, from your home, or actually it usually starts on a dining table or a living room, and take it outside to there? The second thing, after analyzing the idea, is the team themselves. Who are your partners? Because they are not your partners of today. Are they going to be the same partners when you face the challenges, when you face the shortfalls when it comes to funding or the technology, or even the team members who are building the startup itself? In a lot of cases, and we see it in AWS, is that somebody comes to me and it's either the data admin or a team lead or somebody who's developing the program has left with the username and password, and they have no access to that. So these are things that you need to consider. Third thing is what's your cap table? So another common pitfall is that how long, do you actually know how long does it take for youth founders and co-founders take to divide the equity when they are founding the startup? Let us know. Less than 1 hour. And the reason why, it's because they don't even believe they're going to succeed. And then once they start succeeding or they get the funding, they realize that, oh, I gave you 75%, I should have given you 25% and not the other way around. So this is, so team in terms of function and in terms of the long term, whether it's equity or it's how the returns are going to be divided, is something that's very important. And youth, if they cannot make it on their own, should actually seek guidance from either a corporate or somebody who's in the business field, etc., to navigate through that. Then the third angle, so first start. The second thing is understand the challenges and the blockers. The third thing is utilize the resources. The resources are there and have never been more abundant as now. And by resources, I mean incubators, accelerators, venture capitals. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. I know people who positioned an idea to 18 different accelerators, incubators. They failed, and by 19, they made it. I know somebody who's very successful today who pitched it to 30 different entities, and she succeeded in the 31st one with somebody she randomly met over dinner. So don't give up. That's something that I would encourage. And understand the resources from technical perspective and from financial perspective. The financial perspective is through the investors, angels, friends, family, anything. I even encourage that at home today when my little son keeps coming and he takes 1 dirham from me, 1 dirham from his dad, 1 dirham from, and in fact, he makes more money than the 12-year-old who's waiting until the end of the week to get his allowance. But he's sneaky enough to just ask for little pennies and he gets to make more. So constantly reach out to get your financial requirements. And from a technology perspective, the programs are endless. I'm just going to speak about the programs that AWS is encouraging for startups. We have Activate, as my colleague Yasmin Afifi spoke about earlier. We have connections programs with other investors or with other enterprises, and we do that. We have programs for underrepresented founders. We have solution architects at your fingertips. We have account managers. We have tons of different programs that we customize based on your requirement and based on where you are in the journey, whether you are an early startup or even mature, advanced startup. So, yeah. So, start.
So start again.
Yes.
Thank you, Yasmin. Moving to Engineer Aisha, what advice you can offer to young people who are passionate about sustainability and want to get involved in shaping more sustainable future, whether through a careers in the energy sector or through grassroots initiatives?
I think part of the question answers itself because passion is always key, and commitment and perseverance, especially in such a field. And as COP is teaching us, sustainability is not limited to one part of the world. What I'm doing here is affecting other countries and vice versa. So it is a global issue. And as also my colleagues here mentioned, the SDGs, they are also part of the global agenda and global issues. So how can I, as a youth representative, be part of, let's say, the policy-making process or decision-making process? I might not have a high position with such a young age, but I can always be involved and be an opportunist, let's say, in seeking these available opportunities. And another takeaway is the UAE is setting forth a lot of visions that are competing with the world. And as I mentioned earlier, you need to be informed even if you are not from a specific field. I am an engineer, and as also the startups mentioned, I need to be informed about economics, about business. How can I be part of the change-making process if I'm not well informed myself? So as the event of today, for example, being part of networking opportunities as well, being part of these events will not make me, of course, an expert or a specialist. And I believe youth nowadays, some, of course, are taking that track, but a lot of them are well informed and have bits and pieces of different fields. And yeah, I guess be passionate, be an opportunist, stay well informed as the world around us is changing. And whatever your job is or whatever thing you believe you're doing is small, definitely once you reflect on the impact, you would see how that is affecting not just sustainability, but different aspects.
Thank you, Asha. Moving to Fatma back again. Innovation often plays a role in addressing sustainability issues. I'm really wondering, Fatma, what motivates you to start inventing?
There are so many things that motivated me. It's very hard to sum it up in one answer. But I was mentioning earlier to one of the interviews, I think what truly inspired me at the beginning was TV shows and books that I read. You know, seeing one of my favorite shows is a show called How It's Made, where they show you like the product in the factory and then all the way to the shelves in the store. And it was for a 6-7-year-old a very weird show to be obsessed with. But it really inspired me to see the process of manufacturing and how things are created. And I was really lucky enough to have parents who supported that passion and have helped me build up my skills at the beginning. So they bought, I love Lego, so they used to buy me a lot of Lego blocks and Lego sets and many things that I could use to build my skills. And I think once I realized what I can do with all of the things that I was building, that's when I realized there was an impact and there was a mission that I had to use the skills that I had to change people's lives and help them through educating them about STEM and STEAM and what are the possibilities of getting into it. So I'm very lucky that I grew up in an environment that supported me, and my hope in the future is we have, you know, thousands of people, especially young girls, that are interested in technology, and they don't feel that they don't have a role model to look up to or someone that they could learn from. And I'm very lucky today to be here alongside a lot of the women that have inspired me and have supported me at the beginning. And it's now my right to come back and, you know, give back to these women and give back to the community that has supported me always.
Thank you, Fatma, and I would like thanks all the speakers for joining us at SRTIP. Thank you very much.
What an incredibly uplifting session. Ladies and gentlemen, we received startup applications from across the region and handpicked 5 incredible young women-led companies with innovative projects to showcase today. Before we welcome our distinguished jury panel, U.S. Consul General Megan Gregonis, CEO of SRTIP, His Excellency Hussein Al-Mahmoudi, Principal of Shurub Partners, Sofia Telepova, Senior Associate at Dubai Future District Fund, Philip Kaspers, Ayumi from founder of Women in Tech. Now get ready to meet these outstanding young women entrepreneurs who are working on groundbreaking solutions, from industry decarbonization to safer transportation for women and innovative nanomaterials. Please, a round of applause as we welcome the first startup to the stage, Tuba from Bascaro.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me all right? Sorry. I'm Tuba Hussain, and I'm here to represent Bascaro. I think let's start with what the driving force behind Bascaro actually is. Pakistan is home to over 100 million women. Unfortunately, they do not have access to safe transportation. Already, the transport landscape is such that the infrastructure doesn't support the demand that's there. The cost of commute is so high, it's becoming unviable. This limits their presence in the workforce. This limits their presence in education. This is where Bascaro comes in. We are here to provide safe, reliable, and accessible transport by bridging the gap between demand and supply through technology. Who are our users? Our users are the likes of Aisha and Ahmed. They want to get to work on time in a safe way. They're the likes of students like Sarah, whose parents want to feel comfortable enough to send them to school in the first place. How do we reach them? We reach them by partnering with companies, by partnering with educational institutes, and we provide them with the supply that they need by providing them with end-to-end tailor-made solutions for their needs. Why do our customers love us? Now, we've got some competition in the market, but versus other ride-hailing companies, because we provide them with larger vehicles, we're able to offer them a lower cost per seat, which is where we become more affordable for them. Versus public transport and versus rickshaws, that's the normal mode of transport there. We provide them with the value for money by providing them with tech and by providing them with safety and that reliability that they require. Our transporters, our supply, they love us because we're able to provide them with basically with income for the entire year. It's a steady income. And they don't have to go through the process of acquiring customers or the hassle of acquiring customers to fill in their vehicles. Where does Buskaro stand today? We have an annual recurring revenue of $2.4 million, and that's because we've got contracts on at least a 12 months basis with all our clients. We do over 18,000 bookings on a daily basis. We're present in 3 cities, Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad, with over 45 clients. And we do all of this on a positive contribution margin. This is net of all the costs, including the customer acquisition cost. Not only that, but we're on track to becoming EBITDA level positive in the next 6 months. I'm here today because after Pakistan, we want to expand to the MENA region, so we're exploring that opportunity as well. We do all of this by also positively impacting the climate. With our current operations, we are able to reduce the road congestion by 7,000 bikes and cars. We're also able to, on an annual basis, save 3 million kgs of carbon dioxide production. And our next step is to get into electric vehicles. In the end, I'd just like to say that if Buskaro can contribute, Buskaro, myself, our team can contribute even marginally to a world where at least commute is not going to hinder the dreams of people into getting into education, into getting into the workforce, I think it's definitely worth the effort. Thank you. Questions? Barely.
Thank you very much for this amazing idea. I've lived in Pakistan as a US diplomat, and I understand the challenges that women face there. So I think this is a really novel idea. I'm curious about your plan to scale up in the region and whether you're planning to offer female-only transportation options for those who come from more conservative families and would be more comfortable only with other women.
So, I mean, female-only is always an option. Do we want to do that right now in Pakistan? No. When we scale, I think it's going to be important for us to understand the market dynamics before we get into it. So that's going to help us get to that answer. But I think ideally we'd want a world where women and men can, you know, they don't need to be excluded or secluded in order to behave properly, to be able to provide them with a basic right.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a great idea. A question on your unique value proposition compared to the other players on the market. How do you manage to have such an attractive price for your customers compared to other companies?
So other tech-based companies are mostly ride-hailing applications, which are like Careem and Ubers, or what they do is that they are more for individual customers because we provide mass transit solutions, so we've got bigger vehicles. When we do that, we're able to divide the cost over the number of seats that are there, so we're able to provide them with that value for money.
Amazing, thank you.
Okay, one more question from me. I wonder, who are your partners? Who are you working with to launch into other markets?
So right now we're exploring. We've got investors from the US, we've got investors from Pakistan. My founder, I'm not the founder, I'm the general manager. My founder and the team, we're currently in talks with others as well. So yeah, we're looking into partnerships into expanding. But right now what we want to do is we want to get a hold of the Pakistani market because it's huge. It's over a 3 billion market at our exchange rate. And I think first we need to capitalize on that. And then as a next step, once we're a bit profitable, then we move on to other markets in the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuba, for solving such a big security issue. Next, welcome Tayana Rees from Oxygen.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Taina Reis. I'm the CEO and founder of Oxygen. I started coding when I was 12 years old, and I opened my first company when I was 16. But let me start by asking you all a simple question. Have you ever purchased carbon credits? And if you did you really know what you're investing in? Like, the market has no transparency. That is it's super complicated, it's very complex. And what about methane credits? Have you ever heard about methane credits? And even though methane is like a greenhouse gas that is 20 times more powerful and dangerous than carbon, the methane market is non-existent. And that's where we step in. We at Oxygen are designing a simple solution to issue, invest, trade, and retire carbon and methane credits. And we use the power of blockchain technology. Every credit bought and every project funded is registered on the blockchain. And we also use artificial intelligence to guide investors to make well-informed decisions. But we differentiate ourselves because we provide credit to fund the projects. And we started in Brazil, I'm from Brazil, to fund the projects from the farmers. And we issue the microcredits, so they can not only issue carbon and methane credits, but can get access to credit too. And our distribution strategy is with governments. So we are very advanced discussions with the government of Brazil and India to be guiding them on their national exchange, to be their OPEX partner. And for us, that is an amazing journey. And we have a passionate team with experts from finance, economics, and the environmental science. And we won an award from the World Economic Forum. We are very proud to say that today we have 30,000 farmers. We have 15 million credits available to sell, all RED Plus, recognized and certified by the United Nations. And we are ready to go and expand. I invite you to invest. We are looking currently for investors right now, and to be able to join us in our journey to a brighter and better and greener future. Thank you all. Questions?
Thank you very much. It's a very important problem that you're solving. And I appreciated the personal introduction in the beginning. I think for your future partners and investors, it's very important to know who they're going to partner with. So thanks for giving us that color. In terms of the country coverage, you mentioned that it is Brazil and India, but what is your vision? Do you focus on any particular region, or you're solving for the global problem?
We are looking for the global. The projects today are mostly in Brazil, where the Amazon rainforest is, and we can track and record, but we see that as a global problem. Here in the Middle East, we have an ambitious goal. We want to be the first methane exchange, because there is no market for the methane credits right now, so we ambitious that. And
Thank you. Thank you. It's interesting to explore that latter opportunity you mentioned. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really, really important solution to a big, big challenge for us all. I wonder, you mentioned the United Nations. Of course, COP28 is coming up that the UAE is hosting later this year. I wonder how you are plugged into UN organizations and how you're using those partnerships to advance your company?
So UN today certifies the RED Plus carbon credits. For us, is a big organization. They drive the change in the world, and they are leading. And today they are special because of the COP 28. We see as a very important partnership because they drive all the standards, but we are complementing those standards by providing the blockchain solutions to give transparency to everything that is recorded. Today, there is a lot of bad talk about greenwashing and like many bad things that are happening, and we see the technology and the solutions that we provide to combat that we can provide better solutions even for the UN to track and monitor the projects.
Thank you. Very good presentation. Just to kind of double click on that point you mentioned on greenwashing, how do you ensure that no one involved in your ecosystem contributes to that?
So we use technology to provide the means and the information, layers of information from the origin of the project. Most of the projects that we run today are regarding reforestation. So we provide the farmers the capital needed for them to develop the project and also to track the project over 30 years. So sensors, IoT, we have everything that is involved for the investor and the person or entity that is buying the credits to see from the origin to all the maturity of the project, like retiring the credits, exactly what they are buying into. So we use technology for that transparency.
Amazing, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tayana. I really hope your solution will help get to net zero faster. Next on the stage is Dr. Maryam from Nano CMAD.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me introduce to you NanoCMAD. NanoCMAD is the abbreviation of nano carbon material additives. Our startup is dedicated to produce nano additives to various industries such as aerospace, automotive, energetics, and also coatings and paints. So we are also providing consultation to technical specialists and also educational training for students and universities in in 6 different languages, starting from English, Arabic, French, Italian, Russian, and German. One of the problems that we are solving in our startup is the lack of performance of current materials used in coatings, and also the durability and sustainability and the cost effectiveness. As we say, like the global market of nanomaterials in the world has reached $7.78 US in 2021, and it's expecting growth of 15% by 2030. One of our solutions in coatings is NanoCMAD 01. It's an effervescent tablet that can be added to different coatings to give more performance, durability, sustainability, and with better cost. In terms of traction, in the last month, NanoCMAD in UAE has reached 5 industries from 10 who are ready to use our materials. And in terms of competitors, the only one competitor here in Dubai, Chromami Dubai, is now a partner. Our business model is based on 3 axes. The first one is selling our nano additives. The second one is giving consultations. And the third one is the training programs. The manufacturers and the partners that we are working now with are Nanotech Center and Chromami here in Dubai. Here you find, and you can check by yourselves, a part of our materials with our new partner, Chromami in Dubai, giving various coatings for different uses and different on different surfaces, starting from woods. Okay. I wanted to share with you some videos of our applications. And that's it. Thank you. So as you see here, it's a very easy application to have a fast coating using nanoparticles to make them dry very fast. And that's it for now. Thank you. Any questions, please? Okay, thank you for your question. Speaking about certificates or patents, we are having our patents in some products, and now we are working on bringing this technology to be made in UAE here, to start synthesizing here, and I think we will do next products and to do patents from here too. So yeah, we have certificates and we are aiming to do others. Oh, thank you. So this is Mariam. I'm originally from Tunisia. I'm a PhD holder in the same field of nanotechnology. So I worked in various areas in nanotechnology, starting from coatings, and now I'm working on more important things, speaking about batteries, sodium batteries, the last years. So that's it, a quick. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mariam. Please now welcome Alia, Dr. Alia from TerraChain.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Alia. I have PhD in blockchain technology, and I would like to introduce my startup. I'm the co-founder of TerraChain. We provide sustainable solutions that is really innovative because they are built on blockchain technology. We believe that we are at the right time and at the right place. The UAE Ministry of Climate Change has signed back to develop national system for carbon credit, and they have bought credit from Africa that is worth more than $450 million. So basically, there is a problem that we are trying to address here, which is the climate change problem. We know that the United Nations have started a cap and trade system that is for trading carbon allowances and offsetting them using credits. So the system is divided into two. Is the carbon offsetting, which is buying credits from green energy projects, and the carbon trading, which is buying and selling between two emitters that got their allowances from the United Nations or the European Union or any government. Existing platforms are there in the market all over the world, but they all suffer from a problem. They are centralized, so they have the problem of single point of failure. They are very high in cost, and they are also having delays, vulnerabilities to thefts and double counting, and inefficiencies in processes that are really complicated. What we are having is two types of solutions. First solution is we have a platform that covers the whole market of carbon, both processes, the carbon credit trading and the carbon allowances trading. And they are all built on blockchain using cryptocurrencies. And the second thing is a product that is specialized for emitters, where we are connecting carbon measurement meters to the blockchain, and that records all the readings of the carbon. This is important for emitting companies, manufacturers, to follow up on their carbon readings and decide based on that how to trade or offset their carbon emissions, and also will help them build their SDG projects and reports. So basically, we are expecting our customers to be governments, enterprises that are interested in building platforms for carbon trading, and emitting entities that are looking forward to follow up on their emissions. So why is here and why now? We all know that COP28 is around the corner, and the impact of climate change is reaching to a point where if we still on the same pattern for the next 10 years, there's no return point. We are in the prototype stage of our work, and when we are looking at our competitors, we took an example of 3 of the main platforms available in the market, and we compared our cost and time. So basically, when we are eliminating the banking systems, we are reducing on time, and regarding our cost, we can see that the cost of our competitors are starting from $9,000 and above, while just deploying our system will cost $1,700, and all our transactions are below $200. So we are basically more cost effective. We don't suffer from single point of failure. We are error free because we are built on blockchain. All the information is trusted and authenticated at any point of time. And definitely the delays that happens due to integration of the banking system is eliminated because we are using the cryptocurrency. Look at the business model. Last year only, 12.5 million allowances were traded worldwide. And looking at the $60 per allowance, we are having a big size market of $750 billion. Why we are special? We are a team from the American University of researchers. We have access to research and experiments. We are having additional IPs related to sustainability, and we are targeting sustainable solutions. This is the team that's founding this platform and products. Thank you for your interest. Okay, I use the Ethereum blockchain because I'm a certified Solidity developer. So Solidity now you can transfer it to any other type of blockchain because now it's becoming the most widely used language. I use the public Ethereum, but you can build private on Ethereum as well. And you can build the same smart contract on another blockchain. So the basic prototype was on public Ethereum. Well, actually, we are having the support of the American University as a beginning, and we are trying to open channels, and we want to take the advantage of the COP28 in this regards. But we are still in the stages of founding the startup. So basically, we are looking into opening channels. Nothing is ready yet. Thank you. I looked at the problems that existed in the systems, because when you want to add a solution, you should first see what is the problem. The problem was a lot of delay because of the integration with the banking system and settling the allowances in dollars. That's one thing. The second thing, it means we have two systems, the carbon trading system and the carbon settlement or the financial system. And they have to make like, they have to match their records every 1 day or 2 days. This is what's happening on the ground. And a lot of discrepancies happen, and some platforms admitted that there has been some stolen allowances. So there were some stolen or lost credits in the systems. So these are due to integration with the banking system. Banking system caused delay, sometimes from 2 to 5 days to settle a transaction. If you use the cryptocurrency, it would take seconds. So basically, when you are looking at that, it's safer, more cost-effective, more fast. Now, regarding the volatility, choosing Ethereum was for a reason. Ether is one of the most accredited currencies in terms of platforms that support smart contracts. And the volatility of the market is going to go down with time. It is the rush that happened at the beginning when cryptocurrency was introduced. With time, there is the awareness and the regulations that will control the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alia. Lastly but not least, let's invite to the stage co-founders of TriTech, Sheikha and Fatima.
So we started first by sampling parents to prove that the issue of kids' tendency for isolation and their addiction for video games is a true problem that most parents are facing. Am I right? Through the primary research we conducted, we observed that majority of them noticed a change in their kids' behavior to video games. In addition to the fact that 89% are facing limitations in accessing system-based programs. So you can imagine how big this problem is, and here's where Target was originated. So let me introduce you to Target. We're starting with me, my engineer Sheikh Al-Hamouchi, the CEO of the company. And here's our CEO engineer Fatima.
TriTech was founded by young Emirati engineers who are ambitious to share their knowledge and skills in STEM field and inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers, considering the sustainability as one of the main pillars of the startup. It's connected to a vision of preparing kids and youth for future careers through the comprehensive programs that we are providing, along with creating an engaging STEM learning experience for them. Now we would like to show you how our service looks like from the following video. As you can see here, our market is very large since we are targeting students in both public and private schools in the UAE.
And the main idea we are solving is the lack of STEM-based content, the comprehensive programs that is targeting the kids in the UAE. We are providing programs that adds the value to the kids and school students.
Thanks, girls. I love this. Question. Is it, do you have to have like a parent just order it at home, for instance, and do it to the child? Or do you have to have like a workshop where you have the people that are going to be helping the kids, understand what the box is about and do the initiative?
So currently we are in initial stage in our startup. We are just collaborating with organizations and doing on-site workshops and programs. We have the single payment workshop and we have a long-term program. And in the near future, we will providing like a kit with the story of the experiment itself where kids can try it at home. So for now, we have three workshops and we have one integrated program. So currently we are targeting 6 to 12 and we will be upgrading from 12 to 18. Any other questions? Thank you.
Secondly, we'd like to welcome National Paint. Thirdly, Mohammed Hilal Group. Next, we have A&A Associates. Finally, we have Live Digital Bank by Emirates MBD. Thank you, Mr. Hussein. Thank you all for being with us today. Also, we are arranging a tour around the park for whoever is interested. To join, please follow the team at the entrance.
So I just wanted to say thank you very much for being with us today. I hope you found the event useful and enjoyed listening to our great speakers. I hope you made some good contact today, met new people, and hopefully started new partnership. We at the park here play a role of connecting people, of innovating with people, and of a role of also partnering and growing with people. I wish you all the best, and please take sometimes also to go around and discover the park. We are here to work with you and grow with you and partner with you. Thank you very much.
And please join us for the lunch on the right-hand side.